did the London Comic Con last year in October, I think it was. And yeah, it's very similar. It's amazing to me. I mean, I love all this stuff anyway. I'm really into sci-fi fantasy and superhero stuff anyway. So this touches the geek inside of me. It's amazing to see the dedication and passion that people have for the various genres that make up the stuff that goes into it. So I mean, it's just a real playground to wander around and see it all dressed up and do all that stuff. And then on the other side of it, to meet fans who are so incredibly passionate about the shows, it's just really humbling to meet people who know more about your character and know more about the show than you do. And it actually means something. Because the character I'm playing, Sleepy Hollow, is a guy called Abraham Van Brunt, and he was a bit of a dandy in his day, a rich aristocrat who was involved in Washington's war effort, and he befriended Ichabod Crane, brought Ichabod Crane over from England, got him involved with Washington, and then Ichabod Crane repaid him by stealing his fiancée and having him killed and turned into a horseman's death. So my character is kind of the backstory for who the head of Horseman is. I didn't know anything when I first came on board. I was just asked to do this one episode, which was the backstory of who the head of Horseman was, and it was just a few short scenes, just giving an idea of who he was back in the day before we now see this old stumpy juggernaut of death, this horseman. And then they called me up in February last year and said that they figured out a way to bring him back, and did I want to come back and do the show. What they've done this year, which I think is fascinating, is by giving a human face to the head of horseman, by having Abraham on screen talking about his own fears, excitements, the things that trouble him, his passions and everything else like that. It's humanised what prior to was an inhuman character, and it means that people are connected to Abraham, and as a result becoming conflicted about Abraham, because ostensibly you should hate Abraham because he's horseman death, he's the main villain, but people start to sympathise with him because they realise that he's not all bad. He never chose to become a horseman of death. He never chose to have this curse afflicted upon him, and all he really wanted was to marry his fiancée and live the life that he was living back in the day. And as a result, he's now thrust 200 years into the future. He's got no head, and he's constantly on this quest to kill him. So I think as people become more conflicted about him and sympathising, then inevitably they start to sympathise with him as horseman, and it creates a really interesting juxtaposition. It's all American writers, all American producers, but because of the time period, there's a lot of Brits around, Brits and Australians, which is great because you've got this historical element to the show, and you want to make sure that the historical element is done as accurately as possible within the realms of drama and good TV. So it's great that you've got these Brits on board who have a better understanding of what it's like, feel to give it away and it's just fun having a lot of Brits around. Yeah, my favourite one was the Pied Piper. When they brought in the Pied Piper character, I loved the way that they wove the old Pied Piper legend and the kid's story into this crazy super horror world. And the guy that they brought in to play him was phenomenal. This fantastic action stuntman who was just physically phenomenal and stuff. So I love that, and that's what the show does brilliantly. They meld real life history with this fantasy element and this great story, and they do it in such a way that feels plausible. So it actually feels like if you take a little leap of faith that this world could actually exist.
Where do you see the show going?
I've absolutely no idea. I mean, they continually pull the rug out from under us and therefore audiences every time you read a script. So you read a script and it'll take a one-night point forward. And in Britain, you haven't been caught up on the full second season. I think you're just about to come back. Yeah, you're just about to come back next week. And things really start to get shaken up in the second half of the season. So knowing where they're at the end of season 2, season 3, I have no idea. It's a complete crapshoot of what could happen. And the one thing I know is that they've got a very, very firm idea about where they will take the show. I was drawn to the series obviously because I was casting it, and they just called me up and said that I want to do it. Mark Hoffman, who's the showrunner, I worked with on a show called White Collar, and he brought me onto that show because they needed a guy who could sword fight, and then they needed a guy who could sword fight on this, so I started watching it just to do a little research on what the show was going to be, and I ended up falling in love with it. It's just, it kind of ticks all those boxes for me. It's got action, drama, romance. There's amazing creatures. It's spooky. There's horror in there. There's great suspense, thrillers, and, all of that stuff. It ticks all the boxes for me. So as a fan, it's kind of everything you want in a drama, and as an actor, it's just a pleasure to be a part of. But Abraham, I would love to see this a greater exploration of the divide between him as a man and him as the Horseman of Death. As a man, he wants redemption, and he wants to reclaim the life he had and live as a mortal man with Katrina. But as the Horseman of Death, he obviously wants to burn the world down and build around the back of the man. And so it would be fun to see if they could explore a way of dividing the two personas. If instead of them being melded, if they could be two separate entities, there's a way of separating them. It would be really fun to explore. He's always going to be a little bit of a screw up, just from what he's been through. I think when you've had your head cut off for 200 years and you've been this juggernaut of death, you never get a couple of therapy sessions probably sort of